Hello everyone, this is Angela and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so that you'll know whenever I upload any new content. OMG! I came across this clip from Tanya TKO on TikTok where a young lady roasted. No. She didn't roast. She char grilled older males for chasing after young women to leech resources from them after they have spent a lifetime of making bad decisions and when they are old and used up and undesirable. So let's watch this segment that can be found on Tanya TKO's channel, and I will be right back.
And no old took the life out of me. No, I'm not doing it.
Why?
You went to hoe around in your 20s and your 30s. Now you're 50 and you single because you was hoeing around all around town, community. And now you want to get somebody that's younger because they less used. You're used. So you're used up and you want somebody less used up. No, go ahead and get your match. They be out here. They be having several baby mothers, several kids, but want a girl with no kids. No, get your match.
Okay, I'm back. And I've included a link to the original video within the description box. Y'all, here's my take on it. This young lady, I believe her name is Armani. I'm not sure, but that's what I heard. She's absolutely, positively, and undoubtedly correct. These males have children scattered all over the place. And considering that he's much older than the women that he's chasing after, if he succeeds in an age gap relationship with a younger woman, then she will be sucked dry of her resources. Also, when she speaks of being sucked dry, here's what she's referring to. Is what I covered in a video on my channel called Get Off My Nerves, How Stress Can Trigger Autoimmune Illnesses in Women. And within the video, I used medical research that can be found from the National Institutes of Health, which provides scientific evidence based upon empirical data of why we as women have bodies that are more prone to developing illnesses from stress when compared to men. I am so proud of this lady who is rightfully protecting her immune system from hostile people and situations whose chaos would inadvertently lead to her developing a stress-triggered autoimmune illness within her system. If she were to hypothetically marry this older male, then you know what? She would be responsible for burying him soon afterwards because most of them don't live past their 50s and 60s. So he looks like he may have about another 8 to 10 years according to those stats. And no, I'm not over here wishing the inevitable on anyone. I'm not like that. However, on this channel A, we talk about everything involving the truth, including average life expectancies for certain demographics, okay? Just keeping it real. See, if she were to hypothetically become the nurse with a purse, or the woman who cannot enjoy the fruits of her labor because her old and sick, convalescent husband is devouring them, then she will be responsible for his doctor bills after he kicks the bucket, and that can easily number into the millions of dollars because we're talking about a demographic that does not take their health seriously. That's why they're all out here ignoring every doctor's advice, ignoring all financial planning advice, ignoring common sense. They're out here having unprotected relations, having children randomly all over the place, doing drugs. They're getting fatty liver from sipping on scissor, and cirrhosis of the liver, which is when the liver begins to develop scars as a result of overconsumption of alcohol on top of it all. Okay? They got a lot of things going on. And that's not, I haven't even talked about diabetes and high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. Failing kidneys and the kind of smell that be coming off of them when their kidneys are failing and there's a certain odor to them. Those of you who've worked in health, you know what I'm talking about. And also, on top of it all, they like to smoke a lot too. And let me tell you, for those of you who do not know it, listen. There is a prescription known as Tarceva. Okay, that medicine is used to treat lung cancer, and it currently costs $9,816.13 per month, unless you have insurance. And even if you have insurance, look, you can take a look at this list of grocery store pharmacies where the cheapest that you can get Tarceva is at Food Lion for $471.61 for a 30-day prescription. The next one would be Costco for $529.25 for 30 days. And you're going to pay more than $4,400 for it at Walmart. And we're not even talking about stuff like dementia and Alzheimer's and the issues that go along with that. So I am grateful whenever I see women, and especially young women, push back against the nonsense that these older male scammers are trying to pull on the next unsuspecting lady. Older males scam younger males into dummy missions, such as making them join gangs and get felonies. That way, they're taken out of the dating pool either through the mortuary or the penitentiary. Okay? And once they get rid of the younger males, their competition, by encouraging them to do dumb, silly stuff, that's when they begin to chase after the younger women. Because their real competition in the dating pool are young men who are educated, who have good heads on their shoulders, who have a promising future, the ones that still have hair and don't need to dye their hair with some Just for Men kits. Or their competition could very well be older men who actually made good decisions in their lives and who can properly attract a woman. And from a broader political perspective, listen, what older males are looking for in younger women is what they need to go to Washington, D.C. in order to obtain. They need to vote for universal health care, a universal basic income, guaranteed food and shelter. Okay? Because right now, what the federal and state governments have done is reduce women's rights without reducing our taxes. See, they will accept our taxes, even though we are still fighting for equal pay for the same type of labor, equal pay for equal work. They have accepted our labor, our taxes, especially our volunteer efforts. Oh, they'll take that all day. But when it comes time for us women to benefit from the same society that we help to sustain, they limited our rights based on our genitalia. And one thing also remains for certain. Oh, men and women are equal in punishment. We're not equal in benefits from the society that we've contributed to. However, when it comes to being punished for a crime, now we're all equal. Now, I'm not advocating for criminality. That's not why I'm saying that. What I am saying is fair is fair. That since they've limited our rights by the overturning of Roe versus Wade, then they should limit our liabilities as well, such as the amount that we pay in taxes, such as the amount we're penalized for a crime, because we're not benefiting from this society the way that the boys and the men are benefiting. Fair is fair. That's all I'm saying. Listen, no man in this nation will put in 16 hours of work and walk away with an 8-hour check. He would rebel. He would straight up rebel. However, women are expected to work 16-hour days. Think about it. Most American women are working full-time jobs. Matter of fact, more nowadays are working a full-time job, a part-time job, and so forth. But definitely more often than not are working overtime. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just say that the average American woman, just for the sake of this conversation only, is working 8 hours a day for wages on a job, only to turn around and spend another 8 hours of unpaid labor on behalf of her family. And here's where I'm coming from with the other 8 hours. By the time you start factoring the amount of time she's spending in traffic, the amount of time that she's spending on prepping before performing a task, it adds up, okay? And when I say her family, this includes not only her children, not only her spouse, but also her relatives, her spouse's relatives, and so forth. And all of that unpaid labor benefits the economy by the way, which I covered in another video that is titled $10.9 trillion was the amount of women's unpaid labor in 2020. Now we're in 2023, about to be in 2024, and our unpaid labor is worth well over $12 trillion globally, and it is continuing to grow in value. So back to what I was saying, since the multi-trillion-dollar efforts of women are not appreciated enough in the US to secure our unalienable rights within the society, and since this society seems to favor boys and men just because they have more pronounced outer pelvic organs, okay, you catch my drift, then let them figure out what to do with the older males when they become gray and need convalescent care. So I know that I went off on a tangent. However, I'm just saying that the older males need to approach the other older males that thought it was funny to take away our rights, along with their bottom chicks over there, okay? As well as the other people who gassed up their egos. What they need to do is go over there and ask them for universal health care, guaranteed shelter, a universal basic income, affordable and free access to education, some bus tickets or some train fare. Okay, maybe they can even give them a card so that they can ride around until the tires fall off and not put any gas in it, and get a free cell phone too. Okay, and maybe they can get some Wi-Fi for their podcasts. Go over there and ask them for that. See, requiring women to become martyrs in the form of nurses with purses for something that the state and the federal government needs to deal with is not the solution anymore, and it should have never been an option in the first place, because there is more to our humanity than changing diapers of babies or changing the diapers of geriatric males alike. Besides, since they don't know what a woman is to begin with, why are they bothering us? Anyway, I'm just saying. So ladies, old aging males without retirement plans, whose adult offspring hate them, are not our problems to fix. They can use the same time that they spend on podcasts complaining about us to petition their local and state governments for their needs. They can march on Washington and create a movement like Cantankerous Geriatric Male Lives Matter, or Geriatric Males Whose Kids Hate Them Lives Matter, #. But in the meantime, ladies, I encourage you to protect your immune system, not only from the HIV and the HERP and all the other sexually transmitted diseases or illnesses, but you also need to protect your immune system from stress-induced autoimmune illnesses, especially the stress of older, set in his ways, don't want to bathe males, always arguing and talking about a woman's place when he can't even afford a place of his own, males. On podcasts talking about submission, but won't submit any job application, males. Unsuitable males. The unsuitable ones. I don't have a problem with the real men. Real men do what real men do. I'm talking about the unsuitable ones, okay? Because a real man is not going to turn around and be expecting a woman to be his nurse with a purse. So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.